Merry Christmas week! Welcome into Tori's Take presented by Priority Health. I'm Tori Petry. Is anyone else having a hard time believing that Christmas is later on this week? I don't know. It's been a weird year. Unfortunately, the Lions aren't having quite a cheery holiday week after their loss to Tennessee this last weekend. You know what we can celebrate, though, is Matthew Staffords' toughness. I'm still amazed that he willed himself to play in this game. He had the rib injury that he dealt with all week, plus that lingering thumb injury. This dude is as tough as they come. When we found out officially he was active on Sunday morning, I tweeted, "Alexa, who's the toughest player in the NFL?" Well, if it isn't Stafford, he's definitely got to be up there. He was 22 for 32 for 252 yards and a touchdown yesterday, so I think it's safe to say that Stafford was not the problem against the Titans. The Lions struggled mightily on defense Sunday. This was actually the fourth time that the Lions have given up over 40 points in a game. They also gave up 35 points to the Saints earlier this season. Injuries certainly didn't help them out, but Sunday's game showed us that this team has a ways to go in order to make some improvement on defense. It's going to be a tall task for their new GM and their new head coach. All right, let's turn now to your questions. This first one is from Kyle Cushway. He asks, Marvin Jones was great against the Titans. Was this his best game of the year? Kyle, he totally was. Statistically, he had his most receptions this year in this game with 10, but he had more yards in the win over the Bears with 116 yards. In reality, though, Marv is always producing, and that's what's so great about him. Think about it. He's getting wide receiver one coverage because he doesn't have Kenny Golladay out there on the field to draw attention away from him, and he's still having 100-plus yard games and averaging 12 yards a catch. So in conclusion, Marv is a beast, and he deserves respect. All right, this next question or questions are from Trey George. Again, we'll go one at a time here. First, he says, with the Lions season over in terms of the playoff hunt, who was your breakout player this year? DeAndre Swift would be the easy one, right? He hasn't played in every single game, but the rookie has had 422 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns, along with 316 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. And that's sharing the spotlight in the backfield. He showed off his great cut in one of his touchdowns against Tennessee, and we know he can be an explosive part of this offense. What impresses me most about him, though, is his ability to bounce back from mistakes. He's had a few this year, like the drop at the end of the Week 1 game or the fumble at the goal line this week, but he never hangs his head about it. He always bounces right back up and gets back in there, which is hard to do as a rookie. It's going to be a great quality for him moving forward. The second part of Trey's question was holiday themed, as I requested. If you had to pick a Lion to play Santa Claus, who would you choose, and which division rival would be the Grinch? Can I pick a former Lion? Because I think I'm going to have to go with Lomas Brown. Lomas is the jolliest guy I know. He's got a booming voice. He's always friendly. And his signature phrase is, hey. So I think we're going to have to adopt that instead of ho, ho, ho. As for the Grinch, I'm going to go with Green Bay because, well, they're green. Lastly, the Lions mascot Rory chimed in to say, number 1, hi Tori, and number 2, go to holiday cookie and go. Rory, hi. And to answer your question, we actually had this debate on the pregame show yesterday. My co-host Anthony Bellino selected peanut butter blossoms as his favorite, and I went with sugar cookies with icing and sprinkles because that's the only right answer, right? I mean, you can custom any way you want it, and it's the traditional Christmas cookie. So that's my answer, Rory. All right, lastly, we'll take you to our extra point where we go around the league. Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield was at it again, working famous quotes into his post-game presser. Here's what he said after the big win over the Giants.
Yeah, we don't want no scrubs. I mean, we got some dogs outside. So, stay in there and realize that as long as we don't go chasing waterfalls, we're going to be in the game.
A little TLC love there. I love that Baker's having some fun, and he should be with his team playing as well as they are. This was good, but not quite as good as the Ron Swanson quote he worked in a couple of weeks ago. Listen, anything Parks and Rec, and I am in. All right, guys, that does it for this week's episode of Tori's Take, presented by Priority Health. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from Xfinity Studio.